John Fredericks, he's America's Godzilla of truth. All week long, he's world-renowned for his proficient proclivity to prophesy the people's political picks with pinpoint precision.
Yeah, baby.
Then, on the weekends, he gets with the guys that are pretty wise, and Godzilla wins. Godzilla Wins, the sports picking show for winning dough. Money lines, parlays, over-under, the best plays. You choose the game, Godzilla picks the winners. Get expert analysis, exclusive insights, and have a little fun. When the game is on your mind and money's on the line, Godzilla Wins is your guide to picking winners. Godzilla Wins, on the screens of your TV and favorite devices, commanding radio airwaves far and wide. Before you make that play, hear what the Godzilla crew has to say. Presented by WestVirginiaSportsNation.com, it's time for Godzilla Wins, all across the John Fredericks Media Network. Oh yeah.
For entertainment purposes only.
It is great to have you all on NFL's first weekend of Godzilla Wins. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Fredericks sitting in for Mitch Rogers today, who's got soccer with his daughters. I think he's the coach or the assistant coach, or he runs a team, or he does something. But Mitch, hopefully back next week. So you're stuck with me. But we got a great panel today, as always. We got NFL starting, and Coach Vince Mayako, the old ball coach from Taft College, JUCO Bakersfield baseball coach. He's with us. Logan Powell of WVSN Sports Nation, WVSportsNation.com. Brandon Statler of the core company, WV The Torch, and Ivy White of WVSportsNation.com is going to be with you today. Plus, we got a lot of games, a lot of picks, a lot of calls, a lot of winners, a lot of analysis going on. And it is great to have you with us. As always, now we do make handicapping picks on this show. I'll get into that in a minute. But if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, be sure they call 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER if you or someone you know has a gambling problem. And our picks are for entertainment purposes only. If you decide to wager, that's on you. We do it for entertainment, except me. I bet all the games I tell you I'm going to bet. Win, lose, or draw, that's the way it is. But it is for entertainment purposes only. 1-800-GAMBLER is our disclaimer. And this and every Godzilla Wins show is brought to you by WVSNSportsNation.com. I'm sorry, WVSportsNation.com. Let me get the moniker right there, Al Green. WVSportsNation.com, your only choice for West Virginia athletics. Ivy's a writer, Brandon's a writer, Logan's a writer. Jonathan Edwards, he's our senior editor. My older son, Jack, CEO, he runs it. It's a great site. We got 8 writers, we got photographers. We're going to be covering the Ohio game today. Only place you want to go, WVSportsNation.com. Let's, guys, it's great to have you with us. Let me just start out by saying off to a flying NFL start, 2-0. Pick the first 2 winners for you millennials. Better bring your book bags. You're about to get schooled. All the people making fun of me about Dallas almost won the whole game. If they didn't fumble, they win that game. Don't be telling me about the spit guy, okay? There's only 2 types of tickets. This is what I told Saxman Friday. He's whining to me. Like, Saxman, there's 2 kinds of tickets my father taught me at the racetrack. There's the ones you cash at the counter, like I did, and there's the ones you throw in the garbage. And I'd rather have the ones to go to the counter. Saxman, he's not here to defend himself, so we can make fun of him. Also, big win last night with the Chargers. Yes, coach, the old ball coach, you predicted it. This is the year where the Chiefs get dethroned. They start slipping. You nailed it. The old ball coach knows what's going out there, especially with these West Coast teams. Now, let's start with last Monday night's North Carolina Tar Heels debacle. What the hell was that about? Oh, my God. Bill Belichick, we all – look, our network in Virginia, which is outside of West Virginia, I guess total the biggest network we have, 7 stations there, 9 of West Virginia. I got 7 stations there. We decided to carry North Carolina Tar Heels football just because of Bill Belichick. Well, they're up 7-0, and then the blowout comes. Oh, my God, they look – at the end of that game, guys, Belichick looked like, why am I here? You guys are too young for this, but Vince will remember this. Remember when Ross Perot ran for president and they had that vice presidential debate with that Admiral Crowe or something? Remember that guy? And he's like, you're probably asking, Who am I? Why am I here? Remember that, Vince?
I do.
You remember that, right? It was like a classic statement. You're probably going to ask yourself, who am I and why am I here? I mean, you look at Belichick's face at the end of that game, it's like, how soon can I get home to my 22-year-old girlfriend? It's going to be a lot better scene than this is. Oh, my God, they got that crap kicked out of him. They look clueless, but look, it's not like he went to Michigan or Ohio State, right? I mean, he goes to North Carolina. Like, the fans are probably saying, okay, when does basketball season start? Like, what? Like, how many more weeks of this? I mean, what an opening crushing he took. But in the second half, the team looked clueless. So I'm thinking, what did he say at halftime? Like, whatever he said, this isn't the New England Patriots, but it was a horrible W. It's going to get better, right? It always gets better when you get beat. What was it, 49-7? It's always going to get better. But he's got to be asking himself, I could be like playing golf, or I could be announcing, or I could be, with my 22-year-old that looks like my great granddaughter is now my girlfriend. I could be doing all that. But instead, I'm out here getting my ass kicked on national TV. I mean, guys, come on. What is going on here?
Yeah, no,
Boy,
that
go ahead, Brendan.
Go ahead, Logan. All right. Yeah, no, it just looked like North Carolina was just outclassed all the way through all three stages of football, offense, defense, and special teams. They just looked outclassed, and people forget that this North Carolina team has one of the highest roster reconstructions in the whole nation. So same with WVU has like 73 new players. I think North Carolina has like in the 70s. So they also have a new team, a lot of new players from different areas, and it looks like the Bill Belichick era has gone off to a very rough start. I don't know it's a lot different coaching NFL to coaching college guys, and they have, not only is it Bill Belichick, but also his entire coaching staff pretty much comes from the NFL. His son, Freddie Kitchens, the offensive coordinator, so they're all used to coaching professionals, and that could be a little bit of a different mindset. So I think just overall, you could just tell that TCU was better, and North Carolina has a long ways to go.
Normally, though, Vince, when you see coaches fail, it's going from college to pro, right? I mean, biggest example of that is Lou Holtz. He was a catastrophe with the Jets. Bud Wilkinson was horrible with, I guess he was with the St. Louis Cardinals back in the day. The Alabama coach, Nick Saban, didn't do very good in Miami. The guy that's back to Louisville now, Perino, the guy with the girlfriend on the motorcycle, absolute jackass, whatever his name is, and cheating on his wife. What's his name? Perino or something?
Bobby Petrino.
Yeah, whatever. He didn't make it with Atlanta. But normally you don't get it the other way, right?
Yeah, I think you're onto something, and then factor in what Bill Belichick is, in his 70s. I'm not sure what his age is.
Whoa. Now, wait. Don't go there, Vince.
I won't.
Don't go there.
I won't. He's above 60.
Come on, man. I'm going to be 70 soon. I don't want to go there.
You know what? Me and my wife, we were kind of intrigued by this game. So we're sitting down and kickoff. And I'm telling you, when Carolina took the ball and went the length of the field, we looked at each other and going, holy crap, this team is loaded. And then, of course, they probably should have just, after that, just, okay, we're out of here. We're gone. And it was all downhill in a hurry. Once again, I don't know if Carolina is that bad or if TCU is actually that good. Probably somewhere in the middle. But, hey, were you guys not impressed with the TCU quarterback, Hoover? I tell you, we keep saying, well, this team's going to be a contender in the Big 12. This team's going to be a contender in the Big 12. But I would say after week 0 and week 1, just by looking, and I've seen most of the Big 12 teams, TCU's got a really good team.
Vince, what is that backdrop that you have in the back?
That would be Levi's Stadium in not San Francisco, but Santa Clara.
Oh, that's right. They moved to Santa Clara.
Yeah.
When are we going to meet Tammy? When are you guys coming out here?
Well, I was just talking to the boys earlier. I think you need to fly me out to Morgantown on a weekend.
Yes.
Check out some Mountaineer football.
Absolutely. I tell you what, I'm going to pick the game that I'm going to be there. I don't know when it is. I was trying to go to Pitt game, but I got to go to West Palm Beach for Byron Donald's event. But I'm gonna pick a game and I'm gonna fly you out there. Done deal.
There we
And
go.
we'll bring the bus. We'll bring the bus. And you can hang out with us. You'll have
I
fun.
like that.
All right, good deal. Ivy, what do you make of this whole thing?
I was really similar to Vince, like watching that first play. I was like, wow, really impressive, really good team. And then it just did a complete over a 180. I don't even know what happened. They should have went home then because that was really bad. But again, like, it'll be interesting to see if TCU is a really good team this year, or it might be even more embarrassing for Chapel Bill and TCU doesn't even play that well and he just kind of screwed it over, I guess. So we'll see how the season goes, but it was really interesting to see that happen.
Ant said the 22-year-old girlfriend is turning his head to mush. What do you think about that?
I mean, she was there, wasn't she? She was like on the field. Maybe she's coaching. I don't know. Maybe that's the problem. But
all right, go ahead, Logan. What do you think of this whole thing?
If she ain't coaching, maybe she should give it a try because I mean they lost 49-7, so nothing else. You can't lose much else.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said earlier, just it's a new era in North Carolina, a whole new start with Bill Belichick. I mean, going back to your point, John, most coaches they go from college to NFL and then they go back to college, but most do not go from the NFL to college. Usually you kind of stay in the NFL. Like head coach Mike Tomlin for the Steelers has been asked a couple times, rumored about going to college. And he's like, absolutely not. Like most guys that are semi-successful in the NFL do not go down to the college ranks. So this is pretty much a new territory, especially for Bill Belichick, who was so successful in the NFL. But I think it's a growing period for him, his coaching staff, and his players. I mean, I'm sure they're being coached a way they have never been coached before. They're probably coaching them like NFL players, and they're still in college. So I think it's just a learning period for everyone involved, and they're a whole new team. And I wouldn't say TCU is that good. I would just say North Carolina is that inexperienced for being week one.
Well, listen, it's a slap in the face. It's a wake up call. I don't know what you want to call it, but they got their ass kicked. That's all I know. And he's got to get this figured out and right quick. But we got a lot to other talk about. So let's go quickly here on Bill Belichick. How many games does he win? Ivy?
I don't know. That's a tough one.
Vince?
I'm gonna say.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say his next one will be better.
I mean, you can't get much worse than 49-7.
Yeah.
Vince, how many games does he win?
I'll be honest, John. I haven't seen their schedule, but if I were to throw a number up there, maybe 3.
Oof.
What do you think, Brendan?
Oh, I think they're a little closer to the 500 mark. I think we're a little quick to bury Bill Belichick. I mean, this is a guy that, even though it was the NFL and he's now in college, won 6 Super Bowls. I'm not ready to bury him after one disastrous outing, so I'm going to say 500.
Logs?
I'll give him 5 wins. I don't think
I think 5's a good number, but at the end of the day, coach and gals, this is one of the legendary football coaches in history, and he's got a new roster, and he got his ass kicked, and I think he's gonna eventually turn it around. He's got a really good staff of professional football coaches. I mean, if your son's playing there, you're playing for people that know what they're doing, and I think he's going to turn it around. I wouldn't be surprised if towards the middle of the season they make a modest run and maybe have a shot to win one of the in the division in the ACC. So I'm more bullish on him. I think he turns it around. We will see what happens. Can't wait certainly till the next set of games come up. Everybody's going to be watching it, no doubt about it. This segment is brought to you by our great friends and sponsor, DraftKings. Now, they get the best deal ever. I even offered it to everybody on my team. I'm like, you can't pass this up. It's like $300,000 free money. This is like you just reelected Joe Biden again, and he's just giving you money away. All you got to do is go to DraftKings.com and download the DraftKings app to your phone. You bet $5. Put in $5. You do that from your debit card, Venmo, any of that stuff. millennials do, whatever that thing is, Venmo or something. I don't do any of that, but something like that. Put in $5, nothing. You can't get a cup of coffee at Starbucks for under $10 with that whistle stick thing in it. I just have a regular coffee, like a coffee, whatever. $5. Then you put in promo code Godzilla and you get $300 in free bets. I'm not making this up. Don't fix your screen. This is not a typo. Put in $5. You put in promo code Godzilla. You get $300 in free bets. 5 gets you 300. Now, this is going to end on Sunday night. So you got to get this in. You got to get it in right now. Promo code Godzilla 5 will get you 300. But there's more. Like Crazy Eddie, there's more. Guess what? You're also going to get a $200 voucher to YouTube or YouTube TV. If you want to buy NFL ticket, you can get $200 there. Watch all your favorite games. Like, of course, I've got it because I have to see the Titans pull the upset on Sunday. Not going to miss that, but you get $200 towards it. Now, if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Restrictions apply. You have to be over 21. These are for new users only. And if you take advantage of the 200 on YouTube, it's only for new subscribers. But here's the key with all those disclaimers. Go to DraftKings.com, download the DraftKings app, put in $5. Most important, promo code Godzilla. Soon as you bet that $5 on any of our picks or touchdowns or props, $5, $300 in your account instantly in bonus bets. Restrictions apply, have to be used within 7 days. Okay. And we thank DraftKings for that. Arch Manning. I bet Texas last week. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Here's my conclusion. He sucks. Go ahead. Weigh in, someone.
I wouldn't say he sucks yet, Johnny. I would just say he was a young quarterback playing against the defending national championships at Ohio State. So I think all the cards were not in his favor. Now at the same time, he is on a very good team himself with Texas, and they have a lot of good weapons. But I think people are forgetting. Like, I don't think Texas deserved to be number one in the preseason rankings. I think preseason rankings are stupid. Same with Boise State, and look what happened to them. But for Texas, they're replacing, I think, their entire offensive line and their two best receivers, including their quarterback. So I wouldn't say that they're exactly ready for the number one overall seed, but they went out and they still didn't play bad. I mean, they kind of had a chance near the end, but Ohio State's defense, Matt Patricia leading that defense, really good. Caleb Downs is one of the best players in college football. I think Arch Manning will figure it out. I think he'll get it picked up, and he'll slowly. I think it might be a slower process than people thought, but it's all fine. Don't get off the bandwagon yet, y'all.
Ivy?
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he looked like a Heisman contender, but I don't think it was completely awful. And he was playing one of the best teams in college football. So, I mean, we saw how WVU played in our first half. It took time to warm up, and thankfully we warmed up in the second half. But it might just be a little bit of a slower start for Manning, like Logan was saying. So I'm not off the bandwagon yet. But
let's go to the old ball coach.
Yeah, don't panic with Arch yet. I mean, let's allow him to have some time. Granted, he got a couple starts last year when their number one quarterback last year got injured. But really, let's be honest, this was his first start. Okay, when you go into the Horseshoe week one and you've got the defending national champions to play, that's a pretty tough task. I think the good thing about Texas is their defense is pretty good. I mean, we talked about Ohio State's defense, but what about Texas's defense? Manning will figure it out, and they will be contenders. And it's hard to believe that they're not going to be one of the 12 best teams in the country come December.
Let me get your thoughts here on this guy, Brendan. I know you watched the game. What do you think?
On Arch Manning, I think that he didn't have the best start, of course, as we established already, but I'm like everybody else. I'm not ready to jump off the bandwagon yet. I mean, it's week one. You're playing the defending champs. And what did Texas only lose by? A touchdown? Yeah. So, I mean, it was a very close game. This is a team that I believe is definitely going to be in the conversation at the end of the year. Not ready to jump off the bandwagon or the Arch Manning bandwagon yet.
Yeah, but you guys are being very generous here. I mean, at the end of the day,
we're very nice people, John.
I mean, he
We're,
didn't
we're
look very
polar
good.
opposites of you, John.
I mean, he didn't look very good. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like, he didn't look good.
No, he didn't. He did not look good. That is true. I mean, he missed a lot of throws. One thing that really surprised me when I was watching it was how hard he was throwing, but how inaccurate he was at the same time. So I don't know if he just
Exactly.
had a little bit too much going on in his head, and I mean, he was definitely fired up. I mean, week one, you're playing the defending national championship at Ohio State. You can make a statement. He just laid an egg. He just laid a dud, and I think he had a lot of pressure on him, a lot of high praise around him. I mean, you gotta remember he's still young. He's still, I think, only a sophomore or junior, but he only has like 2 to 3 starts to his name. I mean, the 1 or 2 starts he got last year, that didn't mean much, and it was against crappy teams, and there were mainly times he was just coming in, in certain packages. So now he's having to run the entire team. So it will take maybe another week or two, but they're probably playing a crappy team today, so he'll be able to get back in the groove.
All right, we'll see. I'm not. I'm a doubting Thomas on him. I'm not convinced. I know he's got the lineage, but boy, he didn't look good. And so, but here's the thing: when you bet, right? So you're definitely skewed. I guess if you're watching that game as an observer, like for entertainment, you're saying, okay, he'll get better. When you're betting on him, and he can't, and he's missing open guys all over the place, you're like, what the hell, right? I'm not betting on this turd again. So I guess it does give you a little bit of a different perspective, guys. Alabama lays an egg. What's the deal, Coach Vince? You're a West Coast guy. They brought in DeBoers. He's supposed to be like, god of college football, and the guy can't win for losing.
Rule number 1, when a legend retires, do not be the head coach that follows that legend. Case in point, John Wooden, Bear Bryant, Tom Osborne. Do I need to add more names to that list? Obviously, Nick Saban. DeBoer had it going at UW. He could, if he would have stayed in Seattle with the University of Washington, they would have named a road after him. And now he's probably just going to be, I mean, they're already calling for his scalp, whether it's fair or unfair. I mean, it is Alabama, and let's be honest, Bama fans, they're a different breed. Okay. They have a very low threshold of patience. and we're seeing that right now. For his sake, I hope he survives the season. I mean, I could see big donors coming in, buying out his contract and wanting him out before the Iron Bowl in November. I feel bad for the guy, but then again, I mean, hey, he took the money, he signed his name to the contract, and those are the cards that are dealt, so to speak.
I mean, you make a good point. He stays with the Huskies, right? They name a highway after him. The guy was on cloud nine. He knew that organization. He knew how to recruit. He had figured out the new portal ways. He had all that going for him. And why would you leave such a? And they're in the Big Ten.
He's recruiting Northwestern California kids. Where when you go to Alabama, though, yeah, Alabama's a national recruiter, but let's be honest, you got to recruit hard in the South, which he probably didn't do a lot at when he was at Fresno State and Washington. It was all West Coast kids,
right? And it's I understand that West Coast kids, it's easier to recruit them to West Coast school because they like the West Coast. Eastern kids are different. They'll move around south, north, whatever. But that's what Joe was telling me, that the West Coast kids out there in the West Coast League he met, that none of them had any interest in coming to the East. Like they're West Coast ball players. So I think it's a little bit different, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, with the guys that I have in my JUCO program, when we send them off to 4-year schools, I'm like, hey, I know a coach back in, Tennessee. Well, coach, I'd rather stay on the West Coast, and maybe go to a Division II school as opposed to a D1 school in the Midwest or back East. I think there's a lot to that. The West Coast kids, they're more, they don't want to venture too far away from home.
Yeah, so I think it's a whole new world for him. How long does he make it, Logan?
Not to the end of this year, I don't think. I just think that he hasn't done well. I mean, I think he's already lost to 4 unranked teams, and it took Nick Saban like 15, 16 seasons to do that. I don't see him getting out of this year. I think I see them having another 3-loss season or so, and that will be enough to do it. However, the only way that could stop that is I think his buyout's $60 million. So that's a pretty hefty price, but I feel like they have enough donors that they could make it happen. Now, if I'm Kellen DeBoer and I get paid $60 million to walk out the door, I wouldn't be too mad either. So I think either way, I don't see it ending well because I see them having another season like last year where it's a disappointment for their standards. But we'll see. I mean, he might be able to turn it around. He's had some big wins. He's had some big games, but I think he just lays too many eggs, and that's just you can't do that at Alabama. You can't do that at a big SEC school.
Well, it's one thing to get beat like Texas by 3 and have a chance at the end to win. It's another thing to get crushed by Florida State. So, but listen, the money doesn't matter. What do they give Jimbo Fisher at Texas A&M? Like $900 bajillion to walk away? Like here's $300 million to play golf. I mean, it's incredible what these coaches are getting, but that's part of it. Okay, NCAA votes for a single transfer window. A single transfer window. This is big news. It got under the radar screen. Vince?
Yeah, this is for football only, correct?
Right.
Yeah, I like it because we saw last year, well, case in point, in the state of West Virginia, Marshall had a coaching change. The entire roster was gone, and they were going to a bowl game, and they didn't have enough people to field a team for a roster to go to a bowl game. So what this window does, it runs from early January, what is it, the 2nd or 3rd of January, right after the new year. There's a 10-day window. 10-day window in early January. So it keeps those teams in place. It prevents, we saw teams that actually made the playoffs last year where players had already on their program had already entered the portal. So I think that's going to help dramatically clean things up. And to my knowledge, they're taking away the 10-day window in April as well, too. So
I
that's
hate
a
the
big
10-day window in April.
Yeah.
Ivy, I'm going to get to you on this because that has destroyed the spring games. Because no college coach, Rodriguez did it, bless his heart. He didn't have anything to lose because he had all transfers in. But they don't want to play these, the annual spring game where you have the offense plays the defense and fills up the stadium, these big schools. The coaches didn't want to play it because other coaches would be poaching their players watching the film on the spring games. What say you?
Right. I think it'll be a lot better for the coaches, players, and fans of each team because I remember seeing like all the news surrounding should we have the spring game, should we not? Because, Rich Rod was one of the only ones having that spring game, like you said, because he didn't have anything to lose and it's Rich Rod. So I think in his head, he was just trying to get the fans excited, players excited for WVU football. But it could have backfired, and I think that's why a lot of coaches didn't have that spring game, which is just a disappointment for fans, players, and coaches. So I think it's good that they're doing this because now they can have that spring time to warm up and get people excited and not worry about other coaches poaching their players. So
now, Ivy, tell us a little bit. You're part of the WV Sports Nation staff. Go to WVSportsNation.com. Tell our audience a little bit about yourself and your major, and you're a writer for us and what you want to do, because I think you're an incoming senior now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just share with our audience a little bit about your background and what you want to do.
Yeah. So I'm a criminology and journalism major, but I definitely focus more on the journalism aspect. I love sports. I love writing. With WV Sports Nation, I've started writing a little bit of football now that we're back in season, but I definitely focus on gymnastics, track and field, cross country, volleyball. I have a volleyball article coming out today about their home meets this weekend. So, yeah, I definitely love sports. I've learned a lot, too, just from being on the WV Sports Nation staff. So it's been really exciting to learn more about the insides of the sports and WVU sports. So
go to WVSportsNation.com, and that's where you can read Ivy and her articles. You can also read Logan Powell, who's with us here, Brendan Statler, who's already started his career at WV The Torch. And this segment is brought to you by WV The Torch. Go to WVTheTorch.com, and you can get all the games there. Speaking of games, we're going to get the picks And if you're out of the area or in the area, it doesn't matter, and you want to tune in to the to the West Virginia Ohio game in Athens, Ohio, just go to wvthetorch.com, download the app. Everything is there, wvthetorch.com, or go to any of our 9 radio stations in the Morgantown, Parkersburg, Clarksburg, Wheeling area. You'll be able to find it there, wvthetorch.com. So the party, the little Robert Morris party's over. They opened with basically, I'm going to be a little crass here, but they opened basically with playing Mary's Women's School, the Headless and Blind. I mean, that game was a joke. It was like playing a D3 team. So they struggled in the first half. I'm talking about the Mountaineers. Now they're going to Ohio. This is like a real football team, like with real players that they don't outweigh 50 pounds each on the line, that just took Rutgers to the wire. I know Rutgers is not exactly, Oklahoma, but it is a Big Ten school, and they do win Big Ten games. And they took them right down to the wire. Now they go to Ohio. They opened at 3. They went to 2.5. Now I looked at 2. All the money, all the wise guy money going on to Bobcats here. I think this is a trap game. I think they're in big trouble. But I'm going to open it up to you guys, and we'll start with the Mountaineer fans, starting with Brendan Statler.
Yeah, I know you're picking. Well, I'm not going to say your pick, John. I can't remember if you said it already, but I'm not so ready to bury the Mountaineers yet. Yeah, the RMU game did not have the best start. But we got to remember, 90% of the roster this year is new. The entire coaching staff is new. It's basically a brand new team, and this was their first game. Practice is different than a game. So it started off slow, yes, against a team that they should have blown out of the water from the start. But they got it together the second half. Maybe it was pregame jitters, starting out their first game as Mountaineers. Now they're going to the second game. I don't think it's going to be a layup like most people think. I think Ohio's a better team than what we're giving credit for. But do I think West Virginia loses this? Absolutely not. Go Mountaineers.
All right, so Mountaineers a 2.5 point favorite. What's your pick?
Final score?
No, just they're 2.5. You're going to lay the 2.5. This is a handicapping show.
Oh, 2.5.
You're going to bet the Mountaineers. You're going to pick the Mountaineers minus 2.5.
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead. Logan, you wrote a couple articles saying this was a trap game. Good pieces on WVSportsNation.com. You going with the Mountaineers, or are you taking the dog?
Yeah, no, this is as trappy as you can get trap games. I don't know. I think personally, I'm staying away from this game, but for entertainment purposes, I think you lay it all on Ohio. I think Ohio is a very good football team, and I think that West Virginia, they struggled in the first week. They struggled in the first half, especially. And if you're looking to make some money in a close game that could go either way, go ahead and lay it all on Ohio outright to win it. I think that Ohio, even though the Mountaineers pretty much sold out their own stadium, I think the fact that it's a close enough bus ride that it's uncomfortable for the Mountaineers. It's an uncomfortable bus ride, couple hours. You're going into a tough area that you've never been in. And this Ohio team is one of the best teams in the Power 6 conferences with the MAC. I think they were 9-3 last year, like 10-1 in the MAC. They are a really good football team. Like you said, John, they just recently played Rutgers really close. I think they're going to play the Mountaineers close the entire way, and I think they might pull it off at the end. But my heart is going to say WVU, but my brain also wants to say Ohio, which is why I'm completely staying away from this game.
Ivy? 2.5.
I think it's going to be closer than we'd like to think. They have their QB Navarro. He's been really impressive in the air and on the ground. So WVU had consistent defense versus Robert Morris. So I think if that plays over to the Ohio game, then we'll be able to hold him down. But we also had like 5 fumbles in the first half. So I think if we play that way offensively, then Ohio is going to be able to take advantage of those mistakes quick. So I also would not bet on this game because I would want to bet for the Mountaineers. but I am nervous about the Bobcats. So
I respect that. Vince,
Wasn't this game minus 3.5 yesterday, and it's now minus 2.5?
it just went to 3. I just
Yeah.
Oh, it
checked
just
it
went back
now
to
as
3.
we're talking.
Okay.
It just
went
like
from 3.5
when I
to
got up,
2.5 back to 3.
before I got on
Okay.
the show, it was 2.5, and now it just went back up to 3.
Gotcha. My question is, why is West Virginia playing at Ohio? Who made that schedule?
We're paying them to go there.
Most Power 4 teams, if they're going to play power or what group of 5, I guess, so to speak, I think that's the term. Usually, you'll bring those teams to your arena or your field. So I'm kind of surprised that West Virginia would travel to Ohio to play them. With that said, means John has already said he's going to fly me out to Morgantown later this fall. How do I not go with the Mountaineers in this one?
You got to go with the Mountaineers, right? Lay the 3. Who did I miss? Logan. I went. Has everybody weighed in?
Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yep.
I'm trying to do lines here, so I'm quadruple tasking. This is why I miss Mitch. When you coming back, Mitch? Listen, I'm going to take the 3. Look, it's in our company's best interest to have the Mountaineers win, right? But I also on the show have to give my honest analysis. And even when I do politics, a lot of people say, "Oh, why are you saying that? Because we can't stand this guy." I'm like, I'm giving you my raw analysis. Doesn't matter who I want or who I'm going to vote for, how I endorse. I think this is a very, very, what's the word here? It's a dangerous game for West Virginia University on the road. And I know the chat says, oh, half the fans are ours. Yes, but you're still playing in their park. And this is a good football team. And based on what you got to remember, that second half was not football, right? In the entire fourth quarter and the last drive of the third quarter, down by 30, 35, 40 points, Robert Morris ran the football. Think about that. They just wanted to get their check and get out of there. That was not a real test. That was like a scrimmage. This is a very tough game for them. I think Ohio wins the whole game outright. I'm going to take the 3 and go from there. Okay.
Hey, John, can I jump in?
Yes.
Hey, we were talking to Brendan and Logan before we came on the air, and there's a lot riding on this aside just from a win or loss. There's a high likelihood, should West Virginia win today and should Pitt take care of business today, you could see ESPN College Game Day in Morgantown next week. And boy, would that be exciting. And
it'll be unbelievable.
Oh, it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And so I know it's on paper a trap game, but boy, with that much possibly riding, I got to go Mountaineers.
I hope they win. I just I wasn't impressed last week. They covered, and they only covered because of who they played. They had no business covering that game. So we'll see. I just think that Ohio, people mock Rutgers. Rutgers is a Big Ten football team that wins games in a Big Ten. They're not a joke, and they took them down to the wire on the road in New Brunswick. I think they're tested. I like their quarterback, but we'll see what happens. Maybe they win by 1. I win the bet, and Mountaineers win. Best of all worlds. I'm for that. Okay, guys, thank you. Let's move on. Oregon, Oklahoma State. Who wants to start here? Weigh in.
I'll take it. I'm West Coast. A lot of points. Oklahoma State had a horrible year last year. Awful. They're better. I see they rebounded last week and got a big win. But boy, I tell you, the Ducks are good. And they just reload. They've got NIL money. They got a wonderful fan base in Eugene. A lot of points. 27 and a half, right?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that the Ducks can score 4 more touchdowns than the Cowboys. Take the Ducks.
I'm going to weigh in here. I love the Ducks. These are the games, Vince, where they just run the score. I don't know how they do it, but they just run the score up. And Oklahoma State, the Cowboys have got all kinds of issues going on there. And it's just Oregon at home in Eugene. I just see a blowout. I can see this score being 56-10. I like the Ducks. Logan?
Yeah, no, I like the Ducks too. I think they're just a much better team. I think Oklahoma State, they, like you said, Coach, last year they struggled mightily, and they have a better team this year. I would say. I mean, Zane Flores. I don't know. I think he was on the team last year. I'm not too high on him. I'm not really too high on the Sooners in general this year. And for Oregon, they are just really well coached with Dan Lanning. He's a great recruiter, and they have all the money in the world that they need. And I think that while it's going to be a good test, I think it's a good early season test for the Oregon Ducks. I think they're going to be able to easily take care of business. So I think
I like Oregon.
I'm trying to find the spread, but I can't find it right now. But I would probably
27.5.
27.5. Yeah, I would probably take Oregon to cover.
Ivy?
I'm also going to take Oregon to cover. I think they're a solid team, and especially with what speed they have, I think Oklahoma State is going to struggle to match up.
Statler?
If you don't take Oregon to cover, you're crazy. They are the clear better team of the two. It's going to be a blowout.
All right, I'm with you on that. Okay, Clemson, Troy. I don't even know where to start here, what to say. Clemson getting beat at home last week. Every time I think, okay, it's just going to be different. And, I love their coach. I love what he's doing with the portal. I love everything Clemson does. I love everything about it. And that was just a tough game last week. Here's what I'm afraid of. Is there a letdown, or did they come out mad as ever and just crush Troy? Somebody open it.
Well, I think the big question is where's Matthew Lumsden this week? He was all in on the Clemson Tigers last week, and called Clemson the real Death Valley, the real Tigers, and LSU. I'm telling you, that's mark them down. They're going to be one of the 12. LSU is the last few years with Brian Kelly as the head coach. That first game of the year has been their bugaboo, and they took care of business last week. Clemson's a good ball club. They're contenders in the ACC. Obviously, we saw last week Florida State's really good. We saw last night Louisville's good. ACC is a good conference. 31.5, though. Boy, that's a lot of points. It really is. And it's different in the previous game when we talked about Oregon giving up, having to score at least 4 touchdowns more than Oklahoma State. But that's who Oregon is, right? Is Clemson the type of team, the way they're built right now, that can score 7, 8 touchdowns? I don't think so. I think you take Troy in this one.
It's just
Clemson to win the game, Troy to cover.
The other problem is with their coach is if they get up big, he is going to play everybody on that roster. I mean, he has a different philosophy. Okay, he's about growing the players, growing the kids, turning them into men. He's going to be putting freshmen in when they're up big. I mean, he's going to empty those sidelines and give everybody an opportunity to play at home in front of their fans. So I think laying the points here on Clemson is crazy. So I'm going to take the dog here with Troy. Brandon?
Yeah, I agree with Coach Vince. Clemson's going to win the game, but that's a lot of points. Troy will cover.
That leaves what, Ivy?
Yeah, I agree. I think Clemson will win the game, but I wouldn't bet for them to blow out Troy that way.
All right. All of us like the dog here with Troy. I love this next game coming up. ASU. What are they? -6.5 is that game?
Mm-hmm.
How much? Yeah. How many is that?
Yeah, 6.5.
Okay. Here's the thing. Mississippi State is horrible. They can no longer. They're becoming the Vanderbilt of the SEC, right? They just don't win a lot of games. Since Jackie Sherrill was there, they had a lot of. They just can't. They can't get kids in the portal. They can't recruit. And you're looking at an Arizona State team, won the Big 12 last year. They throw the football around like crazy. If it's 4th and 1 anywhere over the 30-yard line, they're going for it. They're going to keep the football. A 6.5 to me is an underlay I love Arizona State here minus the 6.5. Logan.
Yeah, I love it too. I think I would definitely recommend that. I think Arizona State to cover is a really good bet. I think that they're just a better team than Mississippi State on all three levels. I really like the Sun Devils quarterback, Sam Levitt. I think he's taken a step this year. He had a really good week one, led them in passing yards, obviously, and also rushing yards with 73 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. So in total, he had 4 touchdowns and just 1 interception. Really good player, and now it's going to be fully his team now without Scadaboo, who a lot of people are now pretty low on Arizona State because of that. But I am not, and I am not on that bandwagon. I believe a lot in Dillingham, their coach, and also Sam Levitt. I think they're a really good combination, and yeah, I would definitely slam the covering the spread for Arizona State today.
Vince?
Yeah, I love the press conference after Arizona State beat Northern Arizona last week, and Northern Arizona kept it somewhat close, But Coach Dillingham, after the game said, "Hey, my players played hard, but we didn't coach our guys up right. We got out-coached tonight." And I like that because he's probably lying through his teeth, but he's got his players back. And he's going to say, "Hey, this was on us." And I think there's take note of that. That to me is a quality coach right there. How many times does a West Coast team go to an SEC school and become the favorites? I don't ever remember this ever. Even the USC days, if they had to go to the Southeast, they were underdogs. Mississippi State, I tell you, since former coach Mike Leach, when he passed away, the Mississippi State Bulldogs were relevant. And then his unfortunate timing of death, has really created a big hole there at that university with their football program. 6.5, a lot to lay going on the road to an SEC school, but the Sun Devils are up to it.
Who's left? Ivy? Did
Yeah.
we? I'm forgetting who I called on here because we got a lot going on. I don't know how Mitch does this. This is the toughest thing to host ever, especially with all these games. I'm trying to figure out what the spreads change. Ivy, go ahead.
I'm going to go ASU also. I think with their offense, they have composure. They're just more a complete team. So I think ASU, easy.
All right, who's left? Brendan?
Me. Yeah, I'm also going to take ASU at 6.5. They're the better team. I love what Levitt's done as well, so I'm going to pick them at 6.5.
So we've picked 1, 2, 3, 4 games, and we've agreed on every pick in every game except I went for Ohio +3. Everything else we've agreed on. So let's get to Illinois and Duke, right? First of all, why is this game even on the card? Who gives a rat's tail? Why did Jack put this game? There's always a game that my son puts on the card. It's like, who the hell cares? So somebody take it. I could care less about this game.
Yeah,
This game is where's this game located at? Is it at Duke or is it Illinois?
I think it's at Duke. Yeah, it's at Duke.
Okay.
But that doesn't even matter because Illinois is pretty close. I don't know. Illinois. I don't really know much about. I've been following Duke football since.
Do they have a football team?
It's all about basketball down there.
But no, Illinois got a really good squad, and I think they're one of those teams that, at least for me, they've kind of gone under the radar just because I don't follow the Big Ten as much as I do other conferences. But for the Illinois, they got a pretty good complete team. They have a former WVU wide receiver in Hudson Clement. They have a really good quarterback in Luke Altmaier. They have a really good head coach. Just an experienced team all around. So I'm not even sure what the spread is. I'll give you a second on that, John. We find that out.
2.5.
Yeah.
2.5 for Illinois.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd pick Illinois to cover.
I just got a text from my son, Joe. I guess he's up early tuning us in. He says Big Ten v ACC. Go with the Big Ten school. So I'll go with that. Illinois +2.5 based on just conference matchups. Vince?
If it's basketball, you're taking Duke. Football, take Illinois.
It's pretty simple, right? Okay, who's that? Okay, one more, and then we'll get out of this game because it's not interesting. Brendan?
I'm going to pick Illinois just because I'm not familiar with Duke football, and I agree. Pick the Big Ten.
All right, here we go. Let me give you my best bet of the day. You guys ready? Because I'm on a roll. This is my best bet of the day. You ready? Okay. I love Baylor plus 2.5 over Southern Methodist. This is my best bet of the day. Baylor opened the season, tough matchup against Auburn, stayed in the game, got beat, I think, by 2 touchdowns. Auburn did not cover. Baylor dominated this game. They dominated this game. In the pass game, get this, Vince and team, they threw for 420 yards against an SEC team. Who throws 420 yards in a football game against Auburn and loses? They 420 yards in the air. Their run game didn't look very good, but Auburn is a top-tier defense. They got a strong veteran front seven. SMU is coming off an 11-3 season. That's what they're trading off. That's why this spread is here. They're trading off last year. If there's anything you learn about college football, portal transfers, last year doesn't matter because half the players are gone. Beyond the ones that graduate, half their team is gone. And look, they beat I think East Texas A&M, which is kind of the Texas version of Robert Morris. I think Baylor wins this game. This is my best bet of the week. Take Baylor, take the 2.5 or 3. Probably going to go up to 3. A lot of SMU money out there based on their record, but they've only returned 2 starters on the defensive side against the team that just passed for 420 against Auburn. Best bet on the card, Baylor plus 2.5. Somebody jump in.
Yeah, I love that one, John. I love that one. I think that SMU's there, like you said, man, everything's set because of the success they had last year. But you really think about last year's SMU team. They benefited from, they avoided some of the heavyweights in the Big 12. They've struggled down the stretch. They got, beat by Clemson or not Clemson, who they get beat by. I'm drawing a total blank on who they got beat they got beat by Clemson in the SEC title game. And then we're one and done in the playoffs. Even though Baylor lost last week, they looked good doing it, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
Take Baylor in the points.
Brendan.
Since you're on such a roll, John, as you never let us forget, I'm going to agree with you and win some money.
Logan.
Just to be the difference maker, I'll go ahead and take SMU to cover. I could see a world that Baylor wins this game. I think they're a good football team. I think they're going to do some good things in the Big 12 and be one of those sneaky teams that does something, in the 5 to 6 spot. Sawyer Robinson's a really good quarterback. He showed that last week that he has improved his passing game. This could be a game that Baylor is benefited by their head coach, Dave Arenado, a defensive mastermind. But he's kind of not done so well. He gave up 38 points against Auburn. So SMU's got a really good offense with Jennings. He's really explosive, really, really a high playmaker. So just to be the difference, I'll take a SMU to cover.
Well, I gotta admit, Logan, you got balls going against Godzilla's best bet of the weekend. That took some moxie, but we'll see what happens.
Someone's got to do it.
A fool and his money are soon parted. Ivy, go.
I think it's going to be a really close game, but I'm going to have to agree with Logan. I'm going to go.
Oh, you guys are good. This is what you guys are going to get schooled again. Oh
They're
my God, it's so ridiculous.
And I don't think Baylor can keep up.
Where's the Big 12 love?
I know, Ivy.
You West Virginia Mountaineers should be rooting for Big 12 schools.
Hey, I want to be the ACC. I want to be in the ACC. I want to play Pitt every year.
I agree, Logan. It should have happened from the start.
All right, Ivy and Logan going against my best bet of the weekend. Unbelievable. You guys are something else. Okay, well, you know what? You like losing money. I get it. Just keep writing articles so Ann can pay you so you guys be able to eat. This segment brought to you. Who is this brought to you? Oh, Rosie's. This segment brought to you by Rosie's Gaming. Go to rosiesgaming.com, a founding sponsor of Godzilla Wins. Now, if you live in Virginia, there's only one place to go for football today, and that's Rosie's. They got all the TVs going. They got the slot machines, biggest jackpots, lowest takeout. Now, if you're in the Virginia Central Virginia area, racetrack, Colonial Downs. Today, post time, 12:30, New Kent. Don't want to miss that. Oh, this is the only 2 more weekends, and then the meet ends. So now's your chance to go. It's going to be a beautiful day. Go to colonialdowns.com, have fun, win money, bring the fam. You're going to have so much fun there. One of the most beautiful tracks in America. And I've been in them all, raced at many of them myself when I was back in the business. My favorite, that is the most beautiful one, Saratoga number 2, Del Mar number 4, Little Rock, Oaklawn number 3, Gulfstream number 5, and I'll be there next week doing my show at Gulfstream. Why? Well, I got to go to different tracks. Keep me honest, right? So when we get to the top of the hour in the flip, we're going to NFL. So we got one more big game. Now this is Iowa State versus Iowa, Big 12 game. This is the game, guys. The game. Let's start with Logan.
Yeah, no, this is definitely the game for a lackluster week 2 of college football. I mean, looking through the whole slate, there's a lot of no-name teams playing big-time teams. But this is one of those games where it's a rivalry game early in the season, gets the fans riled up. But I think, like usual, I think that Iowa they can't do enough on offense. They just are immune to points. Frentz, the coach there, I think he's been there since, I don't know, probably the Great Depression. So he hasn't developed. He hasn't changed anything. I think his son might still be the offensive coordinator. He sucks too. Give me Iowa State. Give me pretty easy. I got to find the spread, but give me Iowa State.
3.5. Iowa State.
3.5. Yep, cover Iowa State cover.
3.5. I mean, it's tough to bet Iowa when they don't score. But I guess who is their coach, Vince, that was there forever? Hayden Fry, right?
Hayden Fry.
Hayden Fry. They've had like 2 coaches in 70 years or something.
Kind of like
There's not a lot of
Pittsburgh
change
Steelers.
going on. It's like the Steelers. There's not a lot of change going on in Iowa, Vince. What do you think of this game?
You know what? Historically, Iowa has dominated this series. Last year, Iowa State, I think, won for the first time in years. I think Iowa State's feeling their oats. They're 2-0. Big win 2 weeks ago in Dublin, Ireland. Take the Cyclones.
All right. Let's go to Statler. What do you think here, Brendan?
Oh, I mean, I think everybody's already said it. Iowa doesn't score. Iowa State has the momentum, 2-0. So I'm going to take the Cyclones as well.
Ivy?
I think I'm going to take Iowa. I think their defense is good, and I think they can win in ugly, low-scoring games. So I'm going to go Iowa.
I'm getting on the Ivy White bandwagon here. I love Iowa plus 3.5. This game, the final score, somebody's going to win this game 9-6. You get 3.5, you win. Doesn't matter who wins this game. Nobody's going to score a touchdown. It's going to be like 5 field goals. Somebody's going to win by a field goal. This game always ends in a field goal. Why? And I'm getting 3 and a hook, right? 3.5. Go with Iowa 3.5. Look, they're up for this game. Iowa State played 2 tough games. They had to go to Dublin, come back, play again, right? On a short turnaround, jet lag. This is a trap game for them. They couldn't have scheduled this for Iowa State worse. And, Iowa's going to come in there and they're going to snuff them. And somebody's going to win this game 9-6. So I'm going to take the 3.5 with the Hawkeyes in the spirit of Hayden Fry, right? The great Oz Hayden Fry, the one and only. Vince, okay, we got to get to the top of the hour. We're going to be right back. NFL is next. Stay with us.
West Virginia Sports Nation gives you a top-of-the-mountain view of the Mountaineers sports landscape. See what's happening in all the sports, far beyond football, basketball, and baseball. Gymnastics, track and field, rowing, swimming and diving, golf, volleyball, tennis. More sports, more stories. If the Mountaineers play the game, WVSportsNation.com has it covered. Up-to-date and insightful articles written by Mountaineers for Mountaineers Nation. WVSportsNation.com. WVSportsNation.com. WVSportsNation.com.
The best part about waking up in the morning is a great cup of coffee, and I get this every day with my 1775 coffee. It's rich, it's bold, best tasting coffee I've ever had. Single origin, farmed in Bolivia, 7,000 feet. It's always fresh, roasted daily. This is the best coffee you're ever going to get. Go to 1775coffee.com, 1775coffee.com. Promo code Godzilla, 10% off. It's going to make your day every day.
You woke up with a sore throat and a low-grade fever. You know you are getting sick, so here's your choices. You can get sicker and miss work. Try to see a doctor this week or sit hours in a crowded waiting room at urgent care.
I have a smarter option for you. Open your medical emergency kit. Match your symptoms to doctor-recommended prescription in your booklet and take the right meds now and get well faster.
This is not a first aid kit. It's like having an urgent care in your home. It includes doctor-prescribed medications to treat over 39 medical issues like respiratory infections, strep throat, pneumonia, UTIs, and more.
No waiting to see the doctor and no standing in line at the pharmacy. It's right here.
Every home should have at least one medical emergency kit, and here's how to order.
Order online fast and save $45. Your kit with prescriptions to treat common and life-saving illnesses is rushed to your door. Visit twc.health/Godzilla. Promo code Godzilla. That's twc.health/Godzilla. Promo code Godzilla.
John Fredericks, your Godzilla of truth, fiercely independent.
No ties to Wall Street. I promote Main Street.
The John Fredericks Media Network, privately owned and operated, on top of the issues on air and online.
Trucking the truth every day for 14 years.
The John Fredericks Show drives your morning, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. Eastern. The only independent White House correspondent with live reports from the White House. Hit JohnFredericksRadio.com. Watch at JFMN.tv. John Fredericks, your Godzilla of truth.
Who's going to stop me now?
Nobody.
Did you know that somebody could literally steal your house? Yeah, that is a thing that happens. It is when a criminal forges your signature on one document, uses one fake notary stamp, and then spends about $30, $40 with the county recorder. They then take out loans using your home equity as collateral. And the worst part of it is, you don't even know it's happening until you start getting collections and foreclosure notices. Most people don't check on their home title because why would you feel like you needed to? But this right here is why you need to use Home Title Lock. They have a $1 million triple lock protection that helps keep your home and equity safe. It includes 24/7 monitoring with protection immediately, urgent alerts in case there's any changes in your title. Then if fraud does happen, they have a US-based restoration team that will spend up to $1 million to fix the fraud and restore your title.
Find out if you're already a victim. Go to HomeTitleLock.com now.
John Fredericks, he's America's Godzilla of truth. All week long, he's world-renowned for his proficient proclivity to prophesy the people's political picks with pinpoint precision.
Yeah, baby.
Then, on the weekends, he gets with the guys that are pretty wise, and Godzilla wins. Godzilla wins, the sports picking show for winning dough. Money lines, parlays, over-under, the best plays. You choose the game, Godzilla picks the winners. Get expert analysis, exclusive insights, and have a little fun. When the game is on your mind and money's on the line, Godzilla Wins is your guide to picking winners. Godzilla Wins, on the screens of your TV and favorite devices, commanding radio airwaves far and wide. Before you make that play, hear what the Godzilla crew has to say. Presented by West Virginia SportsNation.com, it's time for Godzilla Wins, all across the John Fredericks Media Network. Oh, yeah.
For entertainment purposes only.
All right, it's great to have everybody back on Godzilla Wins. We got Brendan Statler from WV The Torch. We've got the old ball coach, Coach Vince Mayako. Taft College, Bakersfield now has a backdrop of the Santa Clara Stadium. So he's obviously a San Francisco fan because you see my backdrop here, West Virginia. And Logan Powell is with us. Logan is a writer for WVSportsNation.com, one of our authors. He's also the author of the Mountaineer Minute and helps me on various interviews that we have and hopefully be with me on some of the early games broadcasting on the radio for the West Virginia Mountaineer baseball team. Ivy White, writer for WVSportsNation.com. Go to WVSportsNation.com. Follow her there. She's got a great piece coming out on the West Virginia volleyball team and one of my favorite coaches of all time, Jen Greeny, who I know Ivy you've interviewed. Great lady, great coach. I love her spirit. So you want to read Ivy there, go to WVSportsNation.com. And they are the sponsor of this segment, WVSportsNation.com. Bookmark it. Don't forget to sign up. It'll come right to your inbox every day. It's free. There's never a paywall. Ann says, as long as we own this company, we're never going to charge for content. So we have to sell ads. So that's my job and Brendan's job. Brendan, by the way, you guys sold out football for WV Sports Nation for WV The Torch, you and Pasqua. Great job, Brendan. Great
Thank you,
job.
John.
Yeah. There's only two kinds of goals in sales. Vince, there's the one you meet and there's the one you miss. They had a goal, sell football out. I know I was a pain in the ass for about a month, but look, we got it done. Great job. Okay, we got to get to this college game before we get to the NFL. Oklahoma, Michigan, biggest game on the card, many people think. Oklahoma minus 4.5 over Michigan. Let's start with the old ball coach, Vince.
I was afraid we were going to overlook that, and we were going straight to the NFL. I'm glad you brought this up. My wife, Tammy, she's a huge OU fan. I'm a big Michigan fan. This is going to be interesting just to see our household tonight. Oklahoma, what are they, 4.5-point favorites?
Yep.
Oklahoma could win this game, but Michigan's going to cover.
Oh, you're splitting the difference, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Pick the dog, and that way,
hey, my wife, she can win the
3.
game, and then I'll cash the check.
I mean, yeah, you get the best of both worlds. You got a divided household, and go with your wife's team, and maybe things work out. You get lucky twice, Vince. You never know, right? That's been my strategy for many years. It's never failed me. Never failed me. Okay, Vince likes Oklahoma. He likes Michigan.
Actually, I like Michigan.
Michigan plus 4.5. Ivy?
Right.
I'm gonna go Michigan. I think it'll be a close game. I think Oklahoma has decent depth, but I think Michigan's offensive line is gonna wear them down. So I'm gonna go Michigan.
Logs?
Yeah, I think I like Oklahoma in this. Michigan, led by a young quarterback, Bryce Underwood. I don't know if he's ready for prime time yet. Really good quarterback. He's going to be really good in his career. Needs to be. I think he's got about a $10 million contract by Michigan, so he better be good. But I think Oklahoma, they have a really good defense, and I think Brett Reynolds is finally starting to put his stamp on their team and on their defense in particular. One bet that I'm looking at in particular is the 45.5 point spread. I would bet the under on that. So if you want to do something other than bet on the spread or just the money line, go in and put the under on that 44.5.
Brendan.
I think Coach Vince had it right the first time. I think Oklahoma wins this game. However, I think Michigan does cover. This is going to be a very close game. Probably going to come down to the wire. It's going to be an exciting one.
Godzilla, the contrarian, once again. I love Oklahoma. I'm laying the 4. Be honest with you guys, I lay 7. When this game was 4.5, ever look at a game and you think, oh, this game is going to be like 7. Let me get it early before it says 7.5. That's what I thought when the lines came out. It's 4.5. It stayed there. So that means there's equal money on both teams. There's no way around it. This is a statement game for Coach Brent Venables and Oklahoma. They have got to win this game. They're either going to win games like this or not. And I think there's a tremendous amount of pressure on Bryce Underwood. He looked pretty good last week. But remember, here's a Michigan team that beat, who they beat? New Mexico State or something? The hell was that they beat? Right? Some like D2 team? They beat them 27-17. They didn't look very good. You can't say, oh, it's the first game. There's a lot of first games out there where the teams that should have won big, like Miss won big, Georgia, etc. So it was only 27-17 heading into the fourth quarter. It was not a blowout. Wolverines have lost a boatload of talent, boatload of experience. And this is a game I don't write up a lot of games, but I did write this one up for myself, so I didn't forget it. This team didn't win last year on the road. They didn't win. They're not a good road team. I think the home team here wins this one big. I like Oklahoma. I'm going to lay the 4.5. Okay, that moves us to the NFL Week 1. Well, I'm 2-0. Cowboys winner chicken dinner. Chargers last night. I tell you what, I was kind of undecided on the game until the old ball coach Vince told me, is this going to be the year that the shine gets off the Kansas City apple. He nailed it because there was not a lot shine on the apple. Missing extra points. I mean, what the hell was that about? Plus other things going on. And then they couldn't hold him at the end. Had a good chance to get back in the game for Mahomes Magic. So San Diego winning that game outright, making a statement. No doubt about it. But here we are, first week of the NFL. And this segment brought to you by DraftKings. $5 gets you $300. DraftKings.com. Download your free app. Put in promo code Godzilla. Put in $5. That's all, $5. You're going to get $300 in free bets instantly. Boom! $300 in bonus bets within 60 seconds for $5 with promo code Godzilla. Download their app. Put in $5. Promo code Godzilla. Bet it on any game, anytime, any prop, anything you want. You're going to get $300 in bonus bets. Only restriction is those have got to be utilized within 7 days. Restrictions apply. Have to be over 21 and not a current DraftKings subscriber like me. So all you have to do, $5 will get you $300. Just got to put in promo code Godzilla. Gambling problem for you or your family or anybody you know, have them call 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER, and you're good to go. Okay, let's get to the card. You guys ready to go? NFL or what? You ready?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Okay. Tampa Bay at Atlanta. Ooh, Tampa Bay minus 1.5. I want somebody to just jump right in.
I'll take it, John. This is my favorite game. I like Tampa Bay in this one. I do. I think Tampa Bay, they're going to win the NFC South. I'm making that prediction right now. And I think I said a couple of weeks ago when we looked at the different divisions, that was the one of the few teams in the entire NFL that could make a clean run in their division, go 6-0. Well, if I said they're going to go 6-0 a couple of weeks ago, why wouldn't I take the Buccaneers in this one? Atlanta, they still got a ways to go. So I love Tampa Bay, and I'm willing to easily lay the 1.5 points in this one.
Ivy?
I agree. I'm going to take the Bucs. I think that Atlanta is still shaky and trying to figure out their QB situation, and everything basically with the entire team is still on the fence, a little shaky. So I'm going to say Bucs.
Logs?
Love the Buccaneers here. Really good. Just a good, safe bet. I think they are just a better team in general, better quarterback play. I think the Buccaneers are going to be one of those sneaky teams, like you said, Coach, that could make a run in their division. And, once you get in those playoffs, anything can happen. But, yeah, I like Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers to cover.
Brendan?
Yeah, this is an easy pick. Coach Vince is completely right. I mean, let's be honest. The rest of their division completely sucks. Tampa is going to run this division. This is an easy pick. Buccaneers.
It's just tough to bet the Falcons. It's tough to bet the Dirty Birds. It's just a tough bet. I mean, it's a tough when you're putting money on and you're hitting that button that says Atlanta. It's just tough to do. And look, no disrespect to the Dirty Birds, and they're at home and all that good stuff, but it's a tough bet. It's a tough team to watch. I mean, they don't score. They got a defensive coach. They got a new quarterback. I just don't see it. I got to say, I got to go with the chalk here and you guys, Tampa Bay minus 1.5 on the road. Early games, let's stick with them. The Fish go to Indy. Oh, this is going to be a fun game. Indy, another one. Indy minus 1.5 at home. We'll go in reverse order. Brendan?
I cannot bet on Indianapolis. They have not been a really good team since Andrew Luck retired. I'm rolling with the Dolphins in this one.
Vince?
I want to say Miami, but boy, last year was just a huge disappointment, was it not, for Miami? I thought Miami was one of the teams that could definitely make the playoffs and who knows, maybe make a deep run, and that they failed miserably last year. Do they rebound from a bad 2024 season? I don't think so. I think Indianapolis wins this game.
Ooh.
Logan?
I don't like this game at all. I'm not high on either one of these teams. I think they're both going to have subpar years, especially Miami. I think they're going to have a really disappointing season. With that being said, I trust Tua more than I trust Daniel Jones, and while Tua's not hurt. So I think for week one, give me the Dolphins.
Ivy?
I'm also going to do the Dolphins. I think that their defense could bring pressure. I think they can force the turnover. So I'm going to go Dolphins.
So I'm going to bet Daniel Jones.
Ooh,
He's
yeah,
still
that's
in the
what I'm saying.
league.
No,
I'm saying, I'm asking a rhetorical question. Like, I'm going to bet on Daniel Jones, the guy the Giants cut, right? And then they put in that Italian guy that was doing the pizza parlor thing. That's how bad Daniel Jones is. I mean, there's no way that they don't have a quarterback. You can't win games without a quarterback. You might as well get Will Levis in there, right? Daniel Jones, you got to be kidding me. Look, I like Indy's defense. I like their makeup as a team. McDaniels has got to win some games, Vince. I'm with you on this. I mean, Coach McDaniels has got to win some games. I like Tua. You know, when he plays, they win, right? Because his whole offense is set around him. I love Miami in this game. Indianapolis. When you got to go to Daniel Jones, I mean, you got bigger problems than the Titans have. Let me tell you that. So I'm going to go with the Dolphins here minus the 1.5. Oh, here's a game I love, and this is going to be fun. There's a lot of fun games on the card. Early fun games. Some ambassador invited me. Oh, we're having a brunch. I don't know. I can't tell you who. One of the big ambassadors. We'd love you and Ann to come. We're having a lunch. I'm like, what? This is like first week of Sunday football? I don't think so. Thanks for the invite, though, Mrs. Ambassador. Vegas at New England. Everybody's on the Vrabel bandwagon. They're all betting the Patriots, right? They opened it 1.5. They're up to 2.5. Nobody's betting Vegas. Talk about an old ball coach, right? I mean, they're not showing any respect for Pete here, even though he is a libtard. They're showing no respect for Pete. What do you think of this, Vince? No respect.
No, I think Vegas is going to be much improved this year. I think stability. You have obviously Pete Carroll, who I think got a raw deal with Seattle. I think he had Seattle going a couple of years ago, and then they kind of parted mutually. And smart on the Raiders. So, right, Raiders, I think, finally made a correct head coaching choice here, getting Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll brings in Chip Kelly, offensive coordinator with Ohio State. I think that's kind of an interesting addition to the staff as well, too. I like the Raiders a lot in this game. I really do.
I love the Raiders here. I love the Raiders. This is such an overplay. New England sucks. Vrabel, he's an okay coach. You know what? Vrabel this, Vrabel that. Where has Pete Carroll gone that he didn't win? Okay? Now, I'm a Titans fan. I watch every game. I watch every play of every game. And Vrabel made no adjustments on that team as they started going down the tubes. None. So I'm just like, I just don't buy in. So he had some good teams because he had Derrick Henry. He had the play action. He had a good defense. I'm just not there. I think New England is way overhyped. They still suck as far as I'm concerned. Vegas is going to shock the world to win this game. Ivy?
I'm not confident in this game. I don't really know what I want to lean for. I'm leaning towards the Patriots just because I feel like Vegas has a solid QB, but the Pats defense, I just don't know how it's gonna challenge. So I'm gonna go Patriots, but I'm not confident.
Logan?
Yeah, this is a really good game. Probably one of the most competitive games of the day. I mean, you have two teams that are pretty similar with their very new look offenses and defenses. New England's just got a new team in general. They had like the most money in the offseason. They spent a lot of money. Vegas got Geno Smith. You know, they got Ashton Genty, new head coach, one of the best young tight ends in Brock Bowers. I think, honestly, I really like Vegas here. I like the Vegas Vegas not only to outright but to cover. I think the over under. I like the under as well at 43.5. I think this is going to be a defensive, choppy game. I think, both Geno Smith and Drake May, are prone to making mistakes, especially Geno Smith. So I think this could be one of those games where it's back and forth, choppy. A lot of run. Ramondre Stevenson for the Patriots, and then also Ashton Genty for the Raiders. So I think a low-scoring game, take the under, and also take Raiders outright win.
Brendan?
I'm taking Vegas this game. I mean, the Patriots are nowhere near being rebuilt. It's going to take more time. I like what Vegas has done, bringing in Pete Carroll and Geno Smith. I mean, did we forget what both these guys did in Seattle? Vegas is an easy pick for this game, in my opinion.
So think about Coach Vince. Think about the conversation. Like Pete Carroll comes out of retirement. Now, politics aside, because he's like super libtard. But as far as coaching, all the guy does is win games. I don't care where he goes, he wins. Now he, goes to USC, cheats a little bit, but they all cheated. So what? The guy just wins, right? So he goes.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the conversation? Hey, Gino, it's Coach. He's called him up. Look, I just got this gig in Vegas with this crazy owner guy with the hair. All right, forget his haircut, okay? I want to build something special. Look, I'm 70-something, 75 years old. I don't know how old he is. I'm in my 70s. I don't have a 22-year-old wife like Bill Belichick. I got, I play golf. That's no fun. I suck at that. Let's come here and play a little football. How do you think
Absolutely.
that convo went?
Yeah, and look at it too. I mean, the Raiders have probably a top 5 edge rusher in Max Crosby.
Bingo.
And that's what defense is about. You bring the heat on the opposing quarterback, and they have that ability having Crosby on that line. So, yeah, I think this is a good play with the Raiders.
I'm going with the Raiders and their communist coach. He's so liberal though. It's like, but he's not as bad as the guy on what is it, the Warriors? Oh, that guy's ridiculous. We're not supposed to get into politics, but Jack's not here. So hey, when the cat's away, the mice will play. Let's get to. John. I know, right?
I agree.
So if he wants to manage a thing, he can come on the air, right? He doesn't want to get up, and so it is what it is. Cincinnati at Cleveland. Cincinnati's -5.5. Go ahead. Somebody just weigh in on this thing.
As a Steeler fan, I hope both teams lose, but since I have to make a pick, I guess I'll take the Cincinnati Bungles over the Cleveland Clowns.
Okay. All right. Ivy.
I agree with everything Brendan just said. I'm going to go completely that way. I hate the Browns, but I'm going to go Cincinnati just because I don't like the Browns, but
all right.
Yeah, I think I don't know. The Browns, they're the Browns. Their quarterback situation is not ideal. At least wide receiver Jerry Jeudy is very good. They have pieces on defense, but I think there's going to be another year where they're in the gutter. I think, and then for the Bengals, I think that they need to have a good year. I think this is going to be a year that if they don't have a good year, head coach Zach Taylor is going to be fired. So I think that he's going to be playing with a little more to lose this year. And for the Bengals, I think they're in the win now mode, especially because they just gave Trey Henderson a short term a raise, so they're more than likely not going to extend him for years to come. So that's going to make their already terrible defense even worse. So I think if you're going to win, you're going to have to win now. And so for the Bengals, got to start off with a win against your division rival Browns.
Vince?
3 words: Burrows versus Flacco.
I guess that about sums it up, right? I mean, yes. Okay, so we're both going with Cincinnati -5.5 here, right, Vince?
Yep.
That's about sums it up. I can't get better than that. Hey, this segment brought to you by our good friends at healthycell.com. Vince, you're getting a little older, although you look great, but you need to get your REM sleep, Vince, because you got to get a good night's sleep. I didn't get to bed last night till midnight, right? Because I had to watch the end of that game that I bet. Plus, I was at an event. Plus, Ant's not here. Plus, I got to feed the cat. I had all kinds of things going on last night. Had a few. What do you call it? Adult beverages. So it is what it is. Took the metro home. It's all good. But I got my good night's sleep. Why? Because I went to bed at midnight, but I took my REM sleep. Got 7.5 hours. Boom. Jumped out of bed, ready to go. You want to get a good night's sleep? You want to feel better? You want to change your life? Quality of life. You got to get a good night's sleep. Go to healthycell.com. Healthycell.com. Promo code Godzilla. You're going to get 20% off your first order. Get your REM sleep 15 minutes before you go to bed. You're good. Hey, without these sponsors, we have no show. So check them out. I also take the bio, I take the focus, but the REM sleep is the most important thing that you can get. Now, part of the Healthy Cell team is their marketing director, Tara. Tara is an insufferable Mariners fan. Mariners lost again last night, Tara. They suck, but I'm going to help you out by promoting your product. Because out of the goodness of my heart, Tara, because I know if you're a Mariners fan, you're losing every day. I'm so sorry. We lose too, and we still in first place. REM sleep, best thing you can possibly have. HealthyCell.com, promo code Godzilla, best promo code ever, 20% off. You get a good night's sleep. Okay, Cardinals. Kyler Murray goes to the Big Easy. Wow, can you imagine Arizona on the road, a 6.5-point favorite? Is New Orleans that bad, Vince?
Boy, that just screams take New Orleans, doesn't it?
Doesn't it?
I mean, I don't see Arizona does not travel well. They've always, when they have success, they play at home. But boy, for them to go on the road, even though New Orleans is down, Derek Carr retired. I think you take the Saints in this one. I really do, and you get points on top of that, right? 6.5, almost a touchdown.
I mean, Logan, are the Saints this bad?
Yeah, they're terrible. They're absolutely god awful. You can go and just give them the first overall pick right now. They're terrible. They're going to be the worst team. They might win 3 games. I mean, Spencer Rattler, he has no business being the NFL starting quarterback, but yeah, here he is going out there slinging the ball first week against who are they playing? Who are we even picking? Who are they playing? I just know the Saints are terrible.
Cardinals.
Yeah. Cardinals are one of those teams. They're always 1 year away from being 1 year away. I feel like with Kyler Murray, he's just not a guy that could lead a team into a deep Super Bowl run. But with a 6.5-point spread, like you said, Coach, that's a little steep. Week 1, I guess anything could happen. Maybe Spencer Rattler is going to prove me wrong and go out there and throw 400 touchdowns. So I think just for the sake of the spread being so big, go ahead and take the Saints to cover. Not win, but cover.
I can't bet the Saints, guys. I mean, just I have this philosophy in the NFL, and I've had it forever, and it's served me well. I only take the points when I think the team can win the game, except if it's the Titans, because they suck. Other than that, if they don't think the team can win the game, I'm not going to bet a line, right? Because that's why I have no problem laying wood. New Orleans is friggin' horrible. Okay, I'm with Logan here. They're going to win 2 games. They're going to get the first draft pick. They have no quarterback. The team is in complete disarray. The Cardinals are a decent football team at some point in my lifetime. Kyler Murray has got to have the breakout season. Maybe it starts here. I'm going to lay the 6.5 with the Cardinals. All right, who's up? I forget.
I'll take it. I'm going to agree with you, John. The Saints are just that bad. I'm going to take the Cardinals 6.5 as well.
All right, Cardinals 6.5. Anybody I leave out here?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to agree that the Cardinals are going to take it. I think Murray is healthy, and I think that the New Orleans they're bad. So.
Also, there hasn't been a new Call of Duty game come out yet, so Kyler Murray should be locked in and ready for the game, not playing Call of Duty all night.
Oh, that's the best line of the day, other than 3 words. What was it?
Burrows versus Flacco.
I still can't get over this. This is why I like better when Mitch hosts, so I can laugh. I have to be serious and move the show along. Okay, where are we now? Let's see. Vince made me laugh. Burrow.
Yeah, I think we're at Pittsburgh and the Jets, right?
Pittsburgh and the Jets, right? Let's go. Now, I'm going to start here. I loved it. There's so many first week games. I love to do that split screen thing. There's so many first games I love. I mean, I love the Steelers in this game. Love. -2.5. Yeah, whatever. Okay. I don't really care what it is. I think you guys out there are going to be shocked at how good this Pittsburgh team is. Look, they got rid of Pickens. He needed a new environment, right? He looked great on Dallas. They need a new environment. You guys you guys bang on their coach all the time. I'm a believer in him. I love Mike. I love his crucifix. Thing is almost as big as Deion Sanders is. I love what he's doing. Pickens, pain in the ass, shipped him out. He's got a culture. Now we got Aaron Rodgers. When was the last time you guys had a quarterback? Roethlisberger in his prime before that thing in Georgia went on? Look, this guy, he's got 1 year left in him. He's got 1 year on those treads. And last year was come back to an injury, couldn't move around. Pittsburgh's going to the Super Bowl. Statement game, beat the Jets on the road. Steelers Nation is back. Ivy?
Yeah, I'm going to go Steelers. I'm a Steelers fan, but I think I'm really excited for the game because, I mean, we have Aaron Rodgers. We're playing the Jets, and then the Jets took Justin Fields. So I'm pretty excited about that, crossover. I am upset that we lost Pickens, but we have DK Metcalf.
Screw Pickens.
Yeah. So I like Pickens. I like him.
He was a cancer in the locker room. That's why Coach Mike shipped him out. He's not going to deal with that stuff. You guys, a lot of Pittsburgh fans bang on Coach Mike Tomlin. The guy sets a culture. And you're either going to play in his framework or you're getting the hell out. And that's how you set a culture. The guy was a cancer in the locker room. He was a cancer on the team. Oh, I don't have to run out every play. It's like, are you kidding me? Out. You know what? You're on Dallas. That's where you belong. But anyway, go ahead.
I'm going Steelers. I think the Steelers will pull it out. And, I'm hoping for a good season. Go Steelers.
Logan?
Yeah, no, I think this is going to be an interesting game. I mean, just the fact that Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback's flip-flopped. We have Aaron Rodgers now. Justin Fields on the Jets, like Ivy was saying. And, it's at the Jets. Jets also have a new coach in Aaron Glenn. That they have a lot of good things swirling around their franchise. And then for the Steelers, they're in a win now mode this year. Like you said, John, you have them going to the Super Bowl. That'd be great. I don't necessarily see that happening, but I think Aaron Rodgers, I think he still has a little bit left in his wheels. I think at the ripe age of 42, I think he could get some things done. And I think the Steelers defense is going to be really good this year. It's going to be a top 3 unit in the whole league. And for the Jets, I don't see their offense being good enough with Justin Fields. And it looks like the over-under is at 37.5. And you really never know what to put down for a Steelers game being the over-under. You don't really know what you're going to see out of it. That's a really low over-under, especially for week 1. But I don't know. I would go ahead and put Pittsburgh to cover. And also, just for shits and gigs, let's do the over for 37.5.
All right. Statler.
I'm telling you what, old man Aaron Rodgers is about to shock the world this year. I don't know if I have him going to the Super Bowl, John, but AFC North champs for sure, and it all starts tomorrow. Aaron Rodgers is going to be balling out, hitting DK Metcalf on deep routes. The Steelers defense is going to be buzzing around, knocking Justin Fields around. It's going to be a great game. It's going to be a great season. Taking the Steelers. I don't know what I want to pick for the spread because they're so inconsistent sometimes, but they're going to win this game.
-2.5. I love the Steelers. Vince?
Yeah. Hey, kudos to the NFL schedule makers on this one. I would rather see this matchup than Pittsburgh versus Green Bay, to be quite honest, because of the drama that happened in New York over the last 2 years. My big concern is, why is this not a primetime TV slot? This should be a Sunday night or Monday night game. And I know that the Sunday night game, you've got Buffalo and the Ravens playing, but man, this is an intriguing matchup. And I am a big Aaron Rodgers fan, have been for years. He's got tread on the tire, and we're going to see that tread in full display this year.
This is going to be a fun game to see him. I'm with Statler. I think he's going to shock everybody. He's got another year in him. I mean, this is a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's got another year. That's what we're going on. And he's going to love the Tomlin culture, the Tomlin system, and that defense. Like, let's not forget their defense. We got one of the best defenses in the NFL. You can't run on them. You got to throw the ball. I love the Steelers in this game. We'll see what happens. All right, we got to move on. This segment brought to you by my friend Mike Lindell at My Pillow, another founding sponsor of Godzilla. We got so many founding sponsors that believed in us when we started and stuck with us. Thank you, Mike Lindell. My Pillows right now, it's got a deal going, $19.98. But do you have your slippers yet? Ivy, you got to get these slippers, okay? It's quality of life, Ivy. You're going to love these slippers. Tammy should have them. Coach Vince should have them. You got to get these slippers. I got them on right now. Can't show them to you because I'm on screen and it would be gross, but I got them on right now. All you got to do is go to mypillow.com, mypillow.com. They got the greatest MyPillow sale going right now. $14.98, $19.98. Got all the deals right there. Promo code Godzilla. You're good to go. You get the comforter, you get the sheets, all the best deals. Savings passed on to you. Mypillow.com. Promo code Godzilla. Get the savings there. Okay, Giants. Can't even. They're not a punchline. Giants go to Maryland or wherever the hell they play at what is that, FedEx Stadium, soon to come back to Disney World. You're saying Disney World? Where's that? Oh, that's Washington, D.C., where I live. Once a crap hole. In fact, President Trump's got a new book coming out. I'm going to give you a preview. How to turn a crap hole into Disneyland in 3 weeks or less. Giants at Washington. Washington minus 5.5. Let's start with Statler.
Do we really even need to make picks on this one? It's going to be Washington. Do I need to give any more analysis than that?
No.
Vince?
Yeah, this 6 is a lot of points, but they're at home. They're a touchdown better than the Giants, no question about it.
Listen, Logan, what is that backdrop you just put up? What is that?
It's Mike Tomlin, man, the GOAT. getting ready. No, I like Washington as well. I think they're gonna have a really good year. I think I'm really focusing on Jaden Daniels having a possible either sophomore slump or a resurgence. Entering that top 5 quarterback conversation. If he can repeat what he did last year and elevate from that, he will be in that top 5 quarterback conversation. He's a really good. They have a really good offense to surround him. Cliff Kingsbury. I was expecting him to go somewhere to head coaching job last year, but now he's retained for a second year as their OC. So I think that was a huge under the radar retention. But yeah, 5.5 point favorite. First week in division rival. I usually don't like that high of a spread, but the Commanders are so much better than the Giants. It's not. Just take the Commanders.
Ivy.
I'm gonna take the Commanders. Yeah, easily. I'd have to say I'm so sad that Russell Wilson went to the Giants because I love Russell Wilson and I hate the Giants. But Commanders.
Did I call on Logan because I got distracted with his backdrop there? I don't remember.
Yeah. I just said something, John.
All right. I think we all like Washington. My pick for the Super Bowl, as you know, is the Steelers, but I think it's going to be Steelers Washington. That's my pick for the 2 Super Bowl teams. This Commanders team is really good. And Jaden Daniels I think he's going to be one of the best quarterbacks you've seen in a generation. The guy's unbelievable. His throws are a dime. He threads a needle. He's smart. So I'm going to go with the Commanders here. 5.5 is a gift when you play the Giants. Carolina, do they still have a football team? At Jacksonville. Oh, I hate the Jaguars. Now we get to the AFC South where I hate everybody except my team. Carolina going to Jacksonville. Boy, what a snooze fest. Jacksonville minus 3.5. Carolina must really suck for Jacksonville to be over a field goal favorite. Let's go around the horn, Brendan.
Yeah, I don't think that this is a game that anybody is going to watch unless you're a fan of the 2 teams. I'm going to take Jacksonville just because Carolina is so bad.
What about, don't they have a Heisman quarterback, the little guy? Whatever happened to him? Bryce Young or something?
Yeah. He's been terrible since he's come into the NFL.
He needs to go to the weight room. I mean, he's just a little skinny guy.
He is very small. Yes.
Vince?
But a couple of years ago, Jacksonville was in the playoffs, and they made a fairly decent run. Trevor Lawrence had a down year last year. I look for a rebound year out of him. And I think, not to say that they're going to make the playoffs or anything, but let's be honest. they're going to beat Carolina by more than 3.5 points. So I'm taking the Jaguars in this one.
Logan?
Yeah, I like the Jags as well. I think they're I think they're overall better football team than Carolina is. I mean, I liked what the Panthers did last year near the end of the season. Bryce Young, he had some better starts as the year went on. I think he was starting to get his feet under him, but I think that they're still a couple years away, probably another 2 to 3 years away. And I think Jacksonville, they got a new coach, Liam Cohn. Travis Hunter is going to be playing both ways. He's going to bring a spark to that organization. And Trevor Lawrence, I think in the 5 or 6 years he's been in the league, he's had 4 to 5 offensive coordinators or head coaches, and he needs some stability. And I think Liam Cohn, who's an offensive-minded guy, I think he can bring that to the Jaguars this year and bring them, bring them out of mediocrity and bring them to a good season this year and then build off that. So give me the Jaguars to cover.
Ivy?
I think just to play devil's advocate, I'm going to go Carolina over Jacksonville. I think looking back to last season, Jacksonville, their defense gave up some big plays. Bryce Young was looking a little better at the end of last season, so I think I'm going to go Carolina.
At some point, Trevor Lawrence has got to start winning games that he should win, right? And if not now, when is really my question. Jacksonville traded up. Remember this. They traded up in the draft to get Travis Hunter. And the reason they wanted Travis Hunter is they wanted a transformational athlete. And they thought he was the best athlete in the draft, and they already had a quarterback. So let's see what he does. I'm going to go with Jacksonville, lay the 3.5. Carolina's not going to win this game. Okay, guys, we've got 18 minutes. We had a lot of games to go here. So we got to do a little rapid fire. We'll start with my favorite afternoon game on the card. My Titans go to Denver, and we're an 8.5-point underdog. Now, I'm betting the Titans on principle. There's no way that we should be an 8.5-point underdog to a team that their last game got blown out in the playoffs by the Bills. They have an unproven team with a pretty good defense. I'm getting 8.5. I'm betting the Titans on principle. Can they win this whole game? Remember, I don't bet dogs if I don't think they can win. Can they win this whole game? Why not? I don't think Denver's that great. I think they got a lot of hype, showing Peyton this, showing Peyton that. Cam Ward, we'll see what happens. I think Titans go in there and shock the world and win this game. Can't even say that with a straight face. Anyway, I bet the 8.5 like 3 weeks ago. So that bet is locked and loaded and ready to go. Let's go to Brendan.
Yeah, John, I got to run the complete opposite direction on this. I think that the Titans are going to be much better than people think, and Cam Ward's going to do a great job. But, this is his first real game. I don't know if I'm going to pick them to win this one. I'm gonna take the Broncos in this one.
Lay the 8.5. All right.
8.5, yes.
Vince?
I don't often go opposite of Godzilla, but I am on this one. Okay. Sean Payton, outstanding head coach. Bo Nix. Keep in mind, too, they're playing at a mile-high elevation, and that plays a factor. That plays a huge factor, especially when you're talking into the fourth quarter. Can the Broncos beat the Titans by more than 8.5? I think in this situation, they most certainly can. Take the Broncos.
Logan?
Yeah, I think Will Levis. Shout out. Will Levis.
My God.
No, I think the Titans are pretty bad. I think Cam Ward's going to be good, but I don't like the rest of the team. But I think Cam Ward's going to have a good, successful rookie season. But for the other team, the Denver Broncos, I'm really high on them. I think they're going to have a really good year. They were one of the best defenses in the league, and I think Bo Nix surprised me, and I think a lot of other people. I think a lot of people were pretty low on him, especially when they took him high in the first round. But he quieted the doubters for now. He had a pretty decent season, and Sean Payton, he showed that he is a very, very well-classed offensive mind. So give me 8.5. That's pretty high.
Whatever. Ivy.
I think I'm going to go Broncos. I think Denver could overlook the Titans, which will keep the game maybe close. But, yeah, Titans aren't going to pull this one.
All right. I'm taking the 8.5 with the Titans. I put that. That's just a principle bet. But okay, so we got that off our plate. Ooh, we got to start with Vince here. His 49ers going to Seattle. -1.5. Vince, go.
Christian McCaffrey might be sitting this one out.
Ooh.
Reoccurring calf problems over the last 24 to 48 hours. However, I still think the 49ers win this one. It's turning into almost a pick-em game. I think 1.5. But boy, I tell you, this is the one thing that really worried me this offseason is for the 49ers to go deep and have a successful year, they have to keep Christian McCaffrey healthy. And already there's some talk that he may be sitting this one out. That's a huge blow to the 49ers if that happens.
So your pick is?
Well, my pick is 49ers.
Minus
but
the 1.5.
long term, not good.
If he's out for more than a game or two.
Yeah.
Ivy?
My pick was the 49ers. What Vince just said, that does throw it off a little. I still think the game will be close, but I'm not as confident. But I'm still going to go 49ers.
Logan?
Yeah, I think Christian McCaffrey, that's really unfortunate for the 49ers. But I think for Seattle, they have, a new look offense with Sam Darnold. And I think that they're going to do some good things this year. And just off that alone and them being home, close game already with, the line. Give me Seattle win outright.
All right, Seattle plus 1.5. Brendan?
Christian McCaffrey or no Christian McCaffrey, I trust Brock Purdy more to score points than Sam Darnold, so give me the 49ers.
I'm going Seattle. I'm going Seattle at home. And minus McCaffrey, it's a very different football team. I'm going to take a shot here with Seattle winning this game at home. A lot of hype on Vince's team, a lot of hype on the 49ers, but you take McCaffrey out of that team, it is a very different offense and a very different football team. He's not going to play. So I like Seattle. Yep. Detroit going to Green Bay. Micah Parsons' debut. My father taught me something a long time ago. He's dead now. He was a gambler. He bet football, baseball, basketball, whatever. And he said, you're never going to win any money betting against Green Bay and Lambeau or the Chiefs and Arrowhead. Never going to win any money doing that. Micah Parsons' debut. Detroit got all the hype. It's 1.5. Green Bay favorite. I'll start. The Pack is back. Detroit, all the hype. I'm going with the Packers at home, minus 1.5. Brendan?
If the Packers did not get Micah Parsons, I would be picking Detroit this game. This is already going to be a close game. Now you got a game wrecker like Micah Parsons. I mean, how do you not bet the Packers this game?
Vince?
Yeah, this is another game. Why isn't this not a primetime game? I think that line has fluctuated a little bit. Last I saw, I thought the Packers were now a 2.5-point favorite, but I don't know. Maybe it's fluctuated. Either way, the Packers are going to score at least 3 more points than the Detroit Lions in this one. But this is a marquee matchup: Lions versus Packers at Lambeau, and then you throw in the Micah Parsons situation. This is must-see TV.
Ivy?
Yeah, I agree with Brendan. I would have gone Detroit with, Jared Goff. I think they're very solid, but now that Green Bay has Micah Parsons, I think that it's going to just put it right over the edge.
So you like the Packers minus 1.5?
Yeah, I'm going to go Packers.
Logan?
Yeah, we'll have to see if Micah Parsons is even playing on Sunday. He's had a real bad back issue. I think he's only practiced like 2 or 3 times limited this week, but if he does play, that's going to be a big addition for Green Bay. And for Detroit, their first game with their 2 new coordinators, offense and defense, with that alone and being in Green Bay, they play very good at Lambeau. Give me the Packers and a close one. Cover the spread.
I like that analysis. I like that. 2 new coordinators in Lambeau. Parsons is going to play. He's got to make a statement. I'm going with the Packers. Did anybody pick the Lions? Or we all went to Packers? We all went to Packers. Okay. Texans go to the Rams. Now, here's an interesting game. Okay. Texans got to the playoffs, played very well. They go to Los Angeles. The Rams, I don't even know, do they have a home field there? Is that SoFi Stadium or something?
Yeah.
Not really a home park. whatever it is. But the Rams are 3.5. I mean, this is sometimes you look at a line and you say, wow, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, are the Rams that good? I mean, they didn't do very good last season, but they're 3.5 over the Texans. I'm going to go in opposite order here. Start with Logan.
I think a big part of that line just could be based off the Texans having a pretty bad year last year. I think they had a down year compared to what they had previously. CJ Stroud had a real bad. I think it was the second year he had a bad sophomore slump. But I'm looking for them to bounce back this year, especially CJ Stroud. I think that the Texans are going to come back and have a really good season. And for the Rams, they have a lot of questions swirling around Matthew Stafford if he's even going to play. And with that alone, I love the odds. I love to take a. I think I'm honestly going to take Texans here to win outright, but at least cover the spread.
Brendan?
Yeah, that's the whole dilemma I have with this game. Is Stafford playing or isn't he? If he's playing, the Rams win. If he doesn't, the Texans win. So I guess if I had to make a pick, I'm just going to pick the Rams.
-3.5. Let's go to Mr. West Coast himself, Vince Mayako.
I love Brendan's analysis there. I don't like either team, but I'm looking at the over-under at 43. I think both these teams can score more than 43.5 points in this one.
Okay, I don't do over-under, but let's go to Ivy.
I think I'm going to go Houston. I just think that even if Stafford plays or not, I think that can make the game closer, but I just feel that Houston has more depth overall. So I'm going to go Houston.
I have no pick in this game, but Coach Mayako, a lot of the youngsters are not going to remember this, but this just in, Coach. Davey Johnson dies at 82 years old, just passed. The winningest manager in Mets history. Davey Johnson, second baseman for that great Orioles team where they had Boog Powell, Frank Robinson, Brooks Robinson, Mark Bellinger. And then he went to Atlanta in the launching pad. This is before steroids. He hit 7-10 homers this season with Baltimore in that cavernous park. And then he goes to Atlanta. He has 2 seasons. He hits like 50 homers or something, 45 homers. Winningest manager on the Mets, one of the first person to utilize computerized analysis in the dugout. This is when computers first came out. Davey Johnson, Coach, RIP. Sad.
Yep.
82. It's a good guy. Although I'm not a Mets fan, but he was a good manager.
Now, you think about those Mets teams, John. I mean, that was a cast of characters. And for any manager to keep them somewhat pointed in the right direction, quite an accomplishment. Really was. And obviously, the Mets winning that World Series that year with Strawberry and that whole cast of characters.
That was 86,
Gary
right?
Carter.
That they beat the Astros in 7 games. And
that was a classic series.
It was a classic, and we lost every game by 1 run. It was unbelievable. Every single one, we lost by 1 run. Mike Scott won 3 games, and they couldn't win the series. Unbelievable. All right, we're going to get off that. By the way, just for baseball, for 1 second here before we get to the final 2 games, all of a sudden, Vince and guys, out of the blue, out of nowhere, all of a sudden, the Tampa Bay Rays start winning games in September. They're only 2 games out of the wild card. A month ago, they were like 10 games back that their season was over. They were having a fire sale, and now they're winning every day.
John,
unbelievable.
The Giants are red hot. They're 9 out of 10. They're within striking distance of that final wild card spot.
The Giants have come back. Tampa's come back. Mariners are fading. Texas beat my team last night. They got a shot. Okay, I got to get these final two games. Jack says no baseball. Got it. Got to check. Baltimore at Buffalo, Sunday Night Football. Ooh, this is a big one. -1.5 for the Ravens. Let's start with Vince.
Buffalo can't win at home in this situation, and they're the underdog. I mean, that screams Buffalo, doesn't it, in this one?
Yes.
I've got to go with the Bills in this game.
Ivy?
For one, I can't vote for the Ravens because Steelers fan. So I'm going to go Bills. I just think Josh Allen at home, it's going to be Bills.
In the famous words of Coach Mayako, 3 words: Bills at home. I'm going with the Bills minus the 1.5. Plus 1.5. I can't believe I'm getting points with Buffalo at
I
home.
know.
Unbelievable. Logan?
Yeah, that's kind of odd. The Bills play really good at home. Really good early season matchup for both teams. They see each other a lot. But yeah, give me Buffalo in a close one to outright win and then make some good money off it. And over under 50.5, go ahead and slam that as well for the over.
Okay, Brendan?
Let's go Buffalo. The Bills are going to beat those dirty Ratbirds.
Okay, we're all going with the Bills. Okay, final game Monday night, Minnesota at Chicago. Minnesota's won a lot of close games here. Minnesota's 1.5. I'll go in reverse order. Brendan Statler.
Chicago sucks. Minnesota's got it.
Logan.
Both teams kind of interesting starts. I mean, they kind of have new looks for both. Minnesota going to be with JJ McCarthy for the first time, then Chicago with Ben Johnson. One of the best acquisitions of the whole offseason was Ben Johnson being hired as the head coach for the Chicago Bears. I think this is going to be a good game. I think the Bears are going to turn around this season. I like Minnesota. I like their coaching staff and their defense as well. With that being said, give me Chicago at home in the Ben Johnson era.
Ivy?
I'm going to go Minnesota. I think it will be a good game like Logan was saying. I think both teams have still some improvements and polishing to do, but I'm going to go Minnesota.
Vince?
Am I the only one on this panel that just says, why is this the Monday Night Football game?
The Bears.
I mean, this should be Steelers Jets on Monday night. We've got the two worst teams in the NFC North Division playing each other on Monday Night Football. With that said, I'll take the Bears.
I'm taking the Bears. The Bears. Statler, Bears?
No, Vikings. Can't do it.
Statler's going with the Vikings. I like the Bears in this game. Okay, we're going to go best bets, and then we got to get out. I'll start with two. I got two best bets this weekend. College football. I love Baylor plus 2.5 best bet. NFL. Steelers are going to win in New York. I love the Steelers. Best bets, Statler.
I only got two. I'm going to take my Steelers at the Jets, as we said, and I'm going to take the Green Bay Packers, even though we went over all this earlier, against the Lions.
Vince.
NFL, I'm going Tampa Bay. In college, Godzilla, I'm going to ride on your shirt tails. I'm taking the Baylor Bears.
Love Baylor. Logan?
For the NFL, I was also going to do Tampa Bay, but for just the source of being different, give me the Bengals beating the Cleveland over 5.5, and then for college, I think that Clemson is going to easily cover against Troy.
All right, good one. Ivy?
I'm going to go Steelers for NFL, and then for college, I'm going to say SMU just because.
Go and counter Godzilla.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see what happens. Somebody, when you go counter, somebody's got to win this bet. Guys, I want to thank you for a great opening day. Hopefully Mitch will be back next week. This is hard to do. It's like I do my show 4 hours a day. It's easy. This is hard work, Mitch. Can't wait till you get back. But anyway, good to have you with us. Up next, golf with Jay Delsing. I will see you 6 a.m. on Monday, bright and shortly. In the meantime, have a great weekend. Thanks for joining us. Jay Delsing with golf. Next, Al Green running the board in the captain's chair. Al, thanks for all you do. Thanks for our team. Thanks for all you guys. And go to WVSportsNation.com, WVSportsNation.com. Jay Delsing right now.